morning, everybody out there in TV land. Once a normal ferret thrown into a particle accelerator by scientists, then bitten by a radioactive tank. It is I, Weston Tank Ferret Duggan Star, your friendly neighborhood force multiplier, coming at you with a little bit, and I do mean a little bit of fun. All right, everybody, how you doing out there this morning? I hope everybody's having a good day. Let me go acknowledge everybody who showed up in the chat. Let's see here. We got Scarlet Fever and Kate in Orlando reminding me just how late I really am. Oh my God, just so late. And of course, pointing out that is Doc Blaylock's Damn Dirty Thing trailer. I do believe the link is down in the description. If not, let me know. I will fix that. And of course, the other trailer was for EDGEPUNK and the Bass Tards of the Universe. That's a book I'm really looking forward to, man. For real. Of course, you know me. I like my indie comics with an X, 1X. Yeah, I know. I'm not too into the gooner bait that they got over there on Kickstarter, but you know what? We don't kink shame around here, man. Hey, do your thing. Do your thing. Do what you're gonna do. I'm glad. Yes. What's that little emote right there? Oh, yes, drinking of the coffee. Hold on, let's see if I can get a little ASMR action out going on here. Yeah, there we go. Yes, as I sip my gigantic 32-ounce cup of Joe. Yeah. Do say too much. Yeah, they're gonna clip me like they did Eric July with all the ums and the ums and the ums and the ums. Speaking of that clip, make sure that hey, after this show is over at I believe at 9:30 Eastern, so here in a little less than an hour, Katie Dead will be going live with her show, and I believe that here in half an hour or so, Literature Devil will be going live with some morning nonsense. I believe. I'm not quite sure. I don't pay attention too much. 32. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. You're scaring me with words and pictures and all the little like clicky boom things that all the kids are talking about on the internet. Speaking of excessive use of the letters S, late books. Yeah, whatever, man. Like I've said, I'd rather launch late than deliver late. I'd rather deliver late than be mediocre. So, hey, get your book done. Get it done right. It'll always be worth the wait. Just like good food, good books are worth waiting for. You know, I see a lot of stuff coming out. And yeah, it's coming out in a timely manner. All that other stuff, full of errors, full of glaring mistakes that could have just been fixed really, really quick. Of course, nobody pays attention to me because I am one of the tiny little specks of fly shit on top of the nothing burger that is independent comics. And I'm okay with that. I'm working on it. We're getting out there. We're getting it done. I got to get some work done on this today, but I'm going to warm up because I got to finish doing the backgrounds. I'm still kind of like noodling it in my mind brain. Working on this triptych, which is a picture made of 3 pieces. So this is actually, let me there we go. So you can see with my little danger zones that I have set up here that this is 3 11 by 17 pictures. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to slice it and dice it and print it up and do a Blue Line production copy where I will ink it analog style. Oh yeah, digital pencils, analog inks. Can't have too much fun around here, as there's no such thing as too much fun. But I'm going to be warming up this morning. I'm going to be getting a little bit further progress. Hopefully I'll be finishing up some stuff on this Achilles picture. I want to do a little more relief detail on the shield, which I went away from the archaeological shield of of Achilles that was, it's an artistic creation. I forget where it dates to, but yeah, people like Michael Odin and Matt Krotz could get me squared away on that. They're much more knowledgeable in that regard than I am. I am but a fan of the old and the good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm just kind of buying a little bit of time as I'm getting my phone up and running. I only have the one monitor, so I got to have my chat running on my cell phone telephone sitting out in front of me. Ooh, do 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 do. Bomb bomb bomb. Make sure you share this stream out so that I can be constantly reminded about what trash I really am, because you know what? I live off of your hate. It's delicious. I drink it. I drink it up. Yeah. Yeah, Literature Devil is actually out. He's live right now. So if you want a good show, go over there. Oh, let's see here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay. Now we're loading. We're going over here. Make sure that my volume is turned down so I don't bust a Manny. Manny Correa, Good Dog Press. Absolutely fantastic creator. He did the Unbreathable Skunk Girl story about a villainess who, it's not a spoiler if the journey getting there is worth taking again. So I'll just say, in the first issue, the Unbreathable Skunk Girl, 88 pages of amazing, awesome book. She's a villain, and her uppance, oh, they come. And it's a wonderful adventure getting there. You know, the heroes do win the day, so be rest assured, be rest assured. And we last left off with her in jail plotting her next move. And so Manny went off back into the real world where he's got a super secret government job making super soldiers. You ever seen Universal Soldier? Yeah, that was a documentary. Oh, yeah. And of course, he wanted to focus in on fatherhood and what Pope Rogue is really the best Pope. I mean, we like Pope Raven and whatnot. No, Hail Raven, Cult of Raven, represent. But Pope Rogue's the coolest. Pope Rogue actually did one of the first pieces of fan art for Sculptor, and I can't find it. I lost that hard drive. I'm heartbroken because they did that when they were just a wee little Pope. So yeah, no, I've been working on this one. I did some editorial stuff. I made that the crest on the helm much bigger, cleaned up the hair coming out the back, although it still looks like a bunch of bananas. So I'm gonna fix that up a little bit more and get in on this. Let me zoom in and show some of this. But yeah, it looks okay up close, but from a distance it looks like bananas. And I want to fix that. Working in getting some of the shading out. I want to get shading done here. Finish up the shading on that leg. Finish up this leg. There's something wrong with it, and I'm not quite sure as to what just yet. I think that the thigh is too long and that the shin is too short, maybe, or maybe I need to angle that shin back and pick his heel up off the ground. One of those two things. The amazing Jay Ryan, that guy out. He's taken a little bit of flack for doing an editorial on a Rippaverse picture, which it really needed it, and it was a good edit. I'm sorry, I don't care. I'm not. That's right. Fix it. Good morning, Jeremy Burt's. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's a name I've been seeing around here for a long time. So, editors are important, man. Like I've got to, when I'm working on stuff like this for Momentum Comics, I've got Omer Glitch, absolutely fantastic. Go find Omer Glitch on YouTube and on X, Omer Glitch, and like, fantastic. I mean, the dude takes me to task. He's like, fix this. I'm like, and a couple of times I was like, well, I don't know, man, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, look, fix it or else. And I'm like, whoa, oh, okay, yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir, right away. I'll get it done. There is no task too difficult. And that's what your editors need to do. Your editors have to hold those beneath their realm of responsibility to task. It's their flipping job. I forget who, and I've always misattributed the quote, so I'm not even trying to attribute the quote, but editors are the first line of defense for the customer. Right? Not the consumer, because consumers don't pay. They just devour, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to give out tons of free entertainment out there, because if people look at that and go, wow, man, that's what I get for free. Imagine if I actually paid money. Oh, yeah. Money, 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 money. That's right. Fix it. Fix it now, says Kate in Orlando. there's an old reference for you folks out there in Comics Gate land. And I had a conversation with, it was brief and short and very pleasant. Rebel Comics, who was like, dude, picking on Eric. And he's like, are you one of the detractors? I'm like, no, I'm not a detractor. Eric's indie, and so I'm rooting for him. But he talks a big game about his editors, and no, I'm sorry, bud. Your editor, leadership holds the editors to task, and editors hold the staff to task, and that's the way it's supposed to be. There's no room for fifis in the world of commercial art. It's just not, and that's why I already cut people off at the pass and go, dude, I know my art's terrible. I know I'm not ready for prime. And by terrible, I mean I'm not ready for prime time. By indie standards, passing grade. But remember, a passing grade is an Asian F. And so I really want to get better and better and better and continue. And that's why I love the editor. They hold me to task. They force me to get better. They force me to produce the best thing that I can possibly produce. And it just gets better with each picture. And that's the way it should be. Once again, editors. And I've talked to some editors who were like, yeah, I want $4,000 to $6,000 to edit your indie book. I'm like, eat a fat sack. All right, for real, go eat a fat sack, because the reality is that if I were to hire a prose editor, and I'm talking just about line editing, I'm not talking about visual editing. I'm going to hire a prose editor. They're going to charge me 5 cents a word. So where the hell do you get off requesting $4,000 to $6,000 for 120 pages of comic book? It's not going to cost you. It's not going to take you that much time. How much of a paycheck do you think that you deserve? Right? That's get rich quick, scammy schemes and scams money right there. No. How much money do you think this thing's going to take? That's why I don't advertise prices for my work, because I try to work within people's budget. I understand these indie, most of them aren't making a profit. I want studio upgrades. I have things that I want to get done. Well, let's see. Kate Norando says, "Love my hat." Well, I do love your hat. It's absolutely fantastic. Little icon there. Hold on, let me embiggenate. See, look at that hat. Look at that hat. It's a great hat. I like good hats. Speaking of hats, today, I still have that thing up and running here. So let me take away the be right back. Our waifu of the day is the Pirate Captain. This is our Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis waifu of the day, the Pirate Captain, with her weaponized shark on her back as she searches for the evil Starless to strike them down. Ooh, yeah. I'm doing a different character every day. I always have him up in the corner. Sometimes I have him dancing. Yesterday was our summertime rappy fanatic demon. who was all sorts of, as they like to say, cheesecake. But since this is more manga anime related, we will say fan service. Yeah, she's a fun one. She's very popular in the lookbook competition. Lookbook competition is kind of like the fashion show popularity contest. Right now, and I can go take a look at it, go ahead and bigonate this really quick as I'm sipping coffee, doing my presentation. So I'm mouse clicking with my left hand, so it's a little awkward. A little awkward. Nope, that was the wrong button. I hit the wrong button again. I keep doing that. No, why? No, don't hit the caps lock. That's not the button you want. You don't want the caps locks. You don't want that at all. All right, so we're going to go ahead and boop, show the full screen here with my little layout. Well, hello, dapper gentlemen walking down the street. Of course, we got a little fox and this bird man, little Tengu dude, Tengu parrot man, kind of chillaxing in the background. Here in the survey, and I've only got one more urgent quest to clear, and then I'm done with my alliance tasks. Although none of my alliance are watching. Let's see here. Where is so? Oop, wrong button again. Wrong button again. But yes, that's her shark. I love it, and that is a sword. She swings it like a sword. It's just too much fun. We're gonna go here and do personal. We're going to go to lookbook. We're going to go view player looks by most likes. Page 1, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people per page. So page 1, page 2, page 3. So this would be 13th, 14th. I am currently in 15th place, and this is the one that I had registered yesterday. Sitting there, little sunburned, with a good tan going on. And of course, my favorite detail of this character, I did spend a decent amount of time getting all this lined up with a little love, a little heart, a little rappy love, and of course the rappy chick and the nest on top of her head, and her razor sharp teeth. And I glossed up the skin a bit just so that because it's hot, and you're out there and you're swimming and you're sweating and having a grand old time. I'm going to be updating this later when I take a break from this. Go ahead and get everything back to where I had it. No, we're not going to go check our communications right now. I'm sure that I have a whole bunch of stuff to apply to. The way it is, I don't really have to terribly much spend on this. Boop. That zoomed in. Back over to working in the studio. Eva, ba 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 ba, Eva, when you're home and tired. I don't know the words to that song. Just like the melody. I just like the melody. So let's stop fudging around and work on open up with getting some work done. Please. Generally like to work on a couple of pictures at the same time because I like to let ideas marinate. For instance, right here, I'm still deciding. I'm going to zoom in too much. I'm still deciding, whether I'm going to put sheriff or jail or something on something where I can do anything. No. We want. Oh, there we go. Are you doing that? Okay, there we go. Now we got our big X. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to write sheriff or jail or how I'm going to decorate the outside of this building. I know that I'm going to weather it up a little bit, right? This will be our general store right here. This building. Saloon is largely done. I just have to work in the shading because you can see from our light source that it's coming somewhere around this. Off screen up here, right? It's coming down, boop. We can trace this and say that, yeah, boop, it's coming from. And then this building right here, I was thinking of doing attack and feed. or tack and tack and harness kind of store right there, which means that I would have to put some posts, some hitching posts out front, and maybe in like a little water trough. So I still have quite a bit of ways to go on this. I mean, this is, you can see going in here. I just kind of like illustratively put it in because once this is all said and done, I'll be working with Rex and Omer as to what direction we want to take this. So, and that will dictate the style in which I ink. But I wanted to make sure that I had like, I didn't just block in the dark areas. I wanted to leave some room open to maybe do it more illustrative style and whatnot. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to get in on this. Oh man, member berries. And that is kind of, I don't know, kind of leaning towards, kind of aimed at the graybeards. I love the graybeards. Let me preface that. The graybeards. I do. I absolutely love them. I love their show, all the cool artwork they do, and whatnot. The only thing I am dissatisfied with would be the they're always doing mainstream. Always doing mainstream. And I'm like, screw that, man. Why the hell are you promoting mainstream? They're like, oh, you know, and the standard excuse that I hear from artists is like, well, I'm trying to get people to come on over. I'm like, really? So My Hero Academia did a whole bunch of Spider-Man pictures and Batman pictures to grow interest in their book. Is that what they did? No, the hell they didn't. And like, stop promoting mainstream. Like that's me. I am anti-mainstream. So the result, don't give a crap about Batman Hush 2. Shelby Robinson has been going over that, and I've seen enough to know that, oh, okay, it's a well polished turd. What it is. It's a very well polished turd. It's everything that you expect from professional grade commercial art, but it is pure feces. It is pure feces. It really is. It's dribble. It's poorly edited. It is more along the lines of well, you know, we liked the you know, the idea of Batman Hush, so we've cargo cultist our way into making a sequel and you know, consume. Let me go ahead. I'm just gonna, oops, there we go, get rid of that. I didn't like the way that was coming. We're gonna get back down here. We're gonna erase all of this because this is not corresponding with our source. Our existing light source is, of course, the power of Zeus being channeled through Achilles. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Go ahead and erase that. I got a tiny little eraser, but it does make fun for. It is fun for the timeline. So I'm like, dude, you know, I saw this beautiful Punisher by the amazing Graham Nolan, and great guy, great, amazing artist, all that stuff, right? But I'm like, dude, I don't care about the subject matter. It's crap. The subject matter is crap. The artwork is fantastic. Like it's flipping Graham Nolan, dude. You know, it's going to be amazing artwork. I don't care about the subject matter. I give a shit less about the Punisher. Like, go draw an indie book that catches your eye. And I don't know, because I haven't had a conversation with him on the matter. I don't know what the holdup is. Now, like I said a little earlier, that the number one reason I hear from artists as to why they draw the mainstream stuff is for marketing purposes. Fair, fair. I mean, you're not marketing to me. That's okay. And that is totally fair. But what I do see from these guys is a distinct of drawing indie titles that are grabbing their attention. It shows me that they're still just consuming mainstream, that they're still reading this garbage. And that's not reassuring when it comes to me wanting to get their book. Because I will take an amateur production from an indie person. I will take an amateur production. I'll take some comics with an X over anything, and I mean anything, one of the big companies is, because there's no soul, there's no heart in what mainstream is doing. It is a soulless cash grab. The only cash grab I'm interested in is done by Cecil. Like, for real. That's the only cash grab I'm interested in. And I see some of these creators out there, some of the bigger guys, I see them applying the same logic. Right? There's a lack of heart. And I'm not talking about Ethan, because Cyberfrog is obviously a passionate project. I love it. I love it. He's grown as a creator throughout the series, and anytime, and this is, I'm speaking from person. Anytime I've gone and said, "Hey, yo, EBS, hey, go, you need to fix this, man." And he's been the same. He's done the same to me. He's like, "Hey, fix this." Oh shit! You're right. However, when I've done that with Mr. July, it is met with a dismissive level of blasé, social dismissiveness. Oh, who are you? You're a nobody? Your opinion doesn't matter. Bitch, I'm somebody who could be buying your book. Is what it is. Hey, for real. Are you trying to win or are you trying to lose? A flash in the pan excitement will only last so long. Want to make your stuff stand out in the long run, you absolutely have to. Oh no, that's not the way. There we go. Sorry for a second. You absolutely have to bring your best game, and a solid editor is what's going to enable that. We remember and appreciate all these old stories because they were good. I was talking with one of my editors this morning about Chris Claremont, and they were familiar with the subject. It's like Chris Claremont really gave a voice to all the characters in X-Men. They had different cadence, they had different dialect, they had different inflections and accents, all this other stuff that really made the voices stand out. You could have two Brainiac, intelligent style characters like Forge and Beast having a conversation about how to fix this or do something or other like that. And yes, they're both Brainiacs, but they both had very, very unique voices in that regard. Beast would bust out with his 10-cent words, and Forge was very, he was a little dry. He was a little dry and straight to the point. Beast used a lot of flourishes, and it was fun. I really enjoyed both of those characters immensely. And this is, and that's mostly the good writer, but also a good editor. Also, because after Claremont left, and still had the same editor. I forget, but they still had the same editor. And pardon me, oof, burpy burp time. Coffee burps. And for a while, the X-Men books, even though it was a new writer and whatnot, it still had the characters still spoke that way, and they did for a little while, and then it died off because people once again were more in love with the idea of the IP than actually in love with the IP itself. Cargo Cultic. And when you have a long-standing, and here's another thing: when you got a long-standing IP like that, a continuity editor is absolutely necessary. You gotta have a continuity editor, somebody who absolutely understands. And of course, the current talking point is that there's no canon. Well, yeah, there's no canon because y'all didn't acknowledge it. It only doesn't exist because you say it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? So, which is total nonsense. There's actually canonical events and stuff. Because without canon, without a past, you have no future. Right? Hey, good morning, Aaron. Good to see you. Good to see you. Immortal Rising comic book. Yeah, Immortal Rising. That's another one that I really want to get my hands on. I really got to get my hands on it. Right now, I don't speak too much on it. I really can't speak too much on it because right now we're embroiled legal battle against it. So money is tight. So but everything's covered. So it's not like I'm in physical dire straits or anything. Right now, it's I don't have money for comics. So if anybody wants to help me get some comics or upgrade my studio, get a commission or tell people that I'm available. I am, and 30-day turnaround. But all of this is negotiable, as are my prices. I do try to I try to adjust my prices to help fit your budget. But the reality is that when I'm doing stuff for comics, man, I take a huge pay cut to the point where it used to get to me, but now it doesn't. Now I'm like, no. That's just what is needed and wanted, and that's the first step in getting out there is find out what's needed and wanted. Step number 2, deliver. Right, make it happen. Okay, so let's go ahead out here. Oops, nope. We want to do that. Boop. All right, that's better, but I need more backlighting on that. So I think that's what I'm going to do here. So we're going to go ahead and block out that shape right there. Feather in just a little bit. Working with the wrong side. I am working with the wrong size brush. I'm like, it's huge. Why are my brush strokes coming out so big? Why are the brush strokes so big? Why are they so big? All right, and then a little bit of backlighting on that. Give it a little bit of pop finish in there. I love editors, man. I do. I've got a wonderful visual editor. I'm still working out a rate and exchange, right? Because even being in good exchange with people, even if they're like, yeah, I'll help you out with this. Me helping me out because he's already visual editor for Neon Revenant, but I've got him in for the Scalpel Zero project. I want it to be its best. And if I got to redraw a page, I'll redraw the page. I don't give a shit. I'm not the boss. I certainly don't have room to have any sort of ego. I mean, have you seen the dreck that I call art? For real. Hey, good morning. That's what Omer glitched out there in the chat. Hold on, I gotta highlight that because that's funny. Yeah, we like funny, dirty. That's what she said. Why is my brush so big? I was just speaking about good editors, Omer Glitch, and you show up. I was talking about how you beat me about the face and neck mercilessly. Call me names and throw things. No, I'm just kidding. Great editor, holds me to task, doesn't accept excuses, doesn't accept, well, nope, nope, will have none of that. And I absolutely appreciate it. I do. I really, really do appreciate it. Okay, so here's what. I'm working on different layers with different modifiers attached. I want to do something with this, but I don't want to go up to that. All right, we'll touch it later. Shut up, pervert. Yeah, call me names, call me Susan. That's right. As Damon Wayans once said, well, slap me around and call me Susan. Okay, Susan. Yo, the metal. Good morning, good sir. Good morning, good sir. Let's see here. He said, I did it. I forced myself to finish and upload a page of the webcomic before a full year could pass from the last one. Good. Outstanding. You've got a wrench. Drop a link. Let people check that stuff out, man. The metal has been working hard. Speaking of leveling up, the metal has been working hard and been leveling up. And that's what we want to see. That's why Manny would call in the indie artists, he would call them rising. Because these people, they've got passion and they're putting in the hard work. Right? Putting in the hard work. You know what? I'm actually going to go down here and start my feathering, locking in a lot of that stuff up there. I got to get this done, even though this is fan art. If it's good enough, Michael Oden expressed an interest in optioning it for me. So I'm like, dang, man, now the pressure's on. Now I can't just go, okay, it's done. No longer. Now I really have to deliver an actual picture. And that's okay. I like that pressure. Like I said, this is just our warm-up piece this morning. A little bit for that. Let me pull that down just a little bit further. Yeah, there we go. So everybody out there in TV land, 1 second before this disappears. I'm going to put a star, bring it back up. But yes, so make sure you go check that out. Click that link. Go bookmark that site. Absolutely. Because yes, see, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. I like to see people finding more stuff that they can enjoy, because the whole point was to be entertained. And if you pop me out of the immersion, be entertained. Well, not in a good way. There are plenty of people who enjoy the chaos of failure. I'm not one of those folks, man. I harbor no grudge. And let's see. Hold on 1 second. Now, of course, once I say that, I have to show how much of a hypocrite I am. And I harbor no grudge. And you can just ask Mayobi, the world's most powerful mayonnaise-powered superheroine. And even as much as I do not like Larry, I don't want. I want to see him succeed. You know, I want to see him deliver a good product. I want to see him deliver a dynamite product. Because, like, dude, I'm not a cancel pig. I'm not a cancel pig in any way, shape, or form. I absolutely abhor the cancel pig behavior. And I see it from people who call people cancel pigs. Like, oh yeah, no, I hate this person. Dude, listening to the words that are coming out of your mouth. Real, take 5 minutes. 3 steps back. And go fuck yourself. No, no, I want this stuff to succeed because mainstream sucks. And people are starting to not buy mainstream. So you know what that means? It's that money is opening into the pool. And if we continue to just sit there and bitch and moan and complain about insert IP. I don't even want to mention them. All right. That's right. Tree Goblin. Make sure that you is Epstein Boy Island. Good morning, Dave. No, for real, like, you want to talk about, like, dude, did you run that title past an editor? Like, did you really run it past an editor? That's right. Go check out this channel, dude. No, for real. For real. Every Wednesday, it's got the Hump Day show. Hey, Mike, what day is it? It's Hump Day. It's one of the best art shows out there on the internet, period. Take that, gray beards. That's right. I just threw down the gauntlet. Homer's like, dude, shut up, man. Come on, man. I just want to draw pretty pictures. Yeah. So, and yeah. Get this done. A little bit of cross hatching with some feathering. Feather it. Like a 1970s disco era hairstyle. Okay, maybe not that much. Gotta have some hard edges. Pardon me. I have already taken one antihistamine today. I'm probably gonna have to take another. Hey. Oh, I almost got done in by a short cord on my headphones as I went reaching for something. All right. As I'm gonna take my medicine. I'm gonna take it good. Oh yeah. Once again. And it always tastes best with coffee. What am I drawing today? Tank ass Dave Rick, the masterful mind of Genuine Comics. I am drawing Achilles. I'm finishing up this picture that I started on the studio over on the Don's channel, where just, dude, so many amazing pictures of the characters from Elysian Fields, from Nine Realms Publishing, Michael Oden. And so I'm working on this. I'm also kind of using it as a bit of a practice piece to get a little bit better at my inking, because I am not much of an inker. I am more of a penciler. So I wanted to get this. I want to do this really nice and kind of work on upping my game a little bit, push myself outside of my comfort zone. I'm working on this right now, and then I'm going to be getting back to this piece right here. I'm going to finish penciling in the backgrounds, the dirt, put in some hitching posts, some water troughs, and finish up the fronts of these buildings. Maybe even put in some clouds. You know, we'll just draw a friendly cloud right back here in the background. Yo, good morning, Rick Piper. Yes, Cross Comics. That's amazing, awesome dude. I love that guy. I really do. Royal Rumble versus the Geriatrics. That's right, Omer. That's right. Happy little crowd. Happy little cloud. And, you know, we're here. We're here as part of the Rising Tide operation. I am a man on a mission, and my mission is to supplant. That means to replace, to take the place of mainstream comics. And guess what? There ain't no way I'm doing it on my own. So we need everybody, all these amazing creators, from large reach to small reach, to get out there. You can go ahead and take a look at guys like even like Brian Pulido. I'm probably one of the largest names in indie comics. He's still nothing, man. He's still really tiny, and that's not shade. That's reality, right? Like, yeah, and he knocks out. Like he's been Lady Death, and has been moving forward with La Muerta, and that's a really cool character. I love the whole Latin American aesthetic. I really, really do. I love the sugar skull look. Like, dude, way cool. I love it. Love it. It looks cool. I know nothing about it other than I saw a picture of a really cool character, and I know that she and Lady Death have adventures together. I haven't purchased it yet, but I would rather see, because I just recently, the other day, I watched the Lady Death animated movie from the 90s. I think it was from the 90s. And I was like, dude, this is decent. I would take this over that dribble that, I don't know, they put the label of Devil May Cry on it. And I've not played the games too much, but I've hung out with my friends as they played the games. And I'm like, this is not what you say it is. It looks like it for sure, but this ain't it. And they all have their excuses and whatnot. And you don't throw out excuses at criticism. Like, you counter, and you definitely don't attack the critic directly. No, that's ad hominem, which means to attacking the person as opposed to attacking their argument, right? That's a logical fallacy. Attack the argument, not the person. Let's see here. Yeah, it's to no reach. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. We're going out to no reach. Like, dude, as much as I absolutely love my chat, and I love everybody who stopped by. You all are the best people in the world, and I worry about you, because what the hell are you doing here? Yeah, dude, if you can't make fun of yourself, you have no right to make fun of anybody else. That's one of my opinions in life. But in all seriousness, indie productions are tiny, even the biggest of them. If you're not making $1 million on a campaign, right? If you're not, and I don't mean just like crowdfunding, I mean full marketing campaign. Full marketing campaign. If you're not making at least $1 million, you're just a little worm on a big effing hook, right? You am small potato, for real, and it disheartens me a little bit, only a little bit, because then I get over it rather quickly, much to my surprise. When I see like the indie guys tearing each other down, and it's like, that's exactly what the mainstream wants. They want us to be attacking each other. It's like, dude, have we forgotten Infamous, who was paid opposition, right? A hitman hired by the large marketing firms to come in and sow discord? Like, have we forgotten so soon? Have we forgotten so soon that, like, for real? I think I just need to do a little counter thing. And I'm going to put in some weathering and some distressing here in a little bit. I'm going to do that on an entirely separate layer. Don't screw up some of this stuff. I'm going to put in a little bit of counter shading to kind of spice. Just to give it a little bit. Make sure that it's a little more consistent. Safely come in here like this. Because that just, I don't know if it makes sense, but it just looks so. Before I get too much further on that, see how that's coming. How that looks. Okay, so I definitely need to put a lot more into it. I am basically the lines that I'm throwing down, and here what I'll do in a minute that I will go ahead and I'm going to do preliminary proofing. I do this from time to time. Like I did a proofing of Midnight Triptych here, so I'm going to go ahead and open. Go ahead and go to the Midnight folder. We're going to open up this picture right here, and we're going to wait for it to load. Oh, it loaded up really quick. So this is the same picture, right? So here we got the Midnight Triptych. This is 3 11x17 boards at 600 DPI, and this is a this is 1080 HD, right? So there's not, and we can really tell a difference here. So I go in and I zoom in. All right, so I'll make this. We'll zoom in on the face. You can see. And I'm going to try and make it about the same size. All right, so this is the super high definition version. This is the low res. There we go. All right, so yeah, you can actually like see the pixels on this one. And this one, in order to see the pixels, like you can with that other one. Let me see if that's. Oh, nope, that's the mayonnaise powered super heroine. Who's going to save us all right after this quick snack. So let's see here. Those pixels are about that big. These pixels are a little too big. So that's still, see the difference, right? Right. And then we zoom back out and we see how it does. So it's like a quick reduction copy. Let's see here. We got some conversating going on in the chat. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. What does this say? Oh yeah, I'm just gonna replay all 5 Devil May Cry games instead of watching that trash. No, and I feel it. I feel it. Yeah. Back Risey's book, Dingo Boy Island, at www.gofuckyourself.com. I thought Risey was working on Dingo Man versus Orangutan Lord. I gotta talk to him about that, because I like the story idea for Dingo Man versus Orangutan Lord. He's got to get down to Bendigo to go get the green cube, but the Orange Tyrant and his army of koala ninjas hold the keys to the Ute. I guess no F-bomb on that website. Yes. That's right. That's right. Dingo Boy. Let's see here. And he says, really want to help an indie out. You should actually read my webcomic on Fables instead, because I get ad revenue there. See, I love that. Yes. Yes. And that's one thing that I noticed is like, it's almost a stigma of, oh my God, you made money on that indie comic, on that indie movie? You made money? Oh God. And then those very same people will talk about how great it is that this big mainstream movie made money. I don't get why it's socially okay for a corporation to have a profit margin and not okay for an individual person to have profit. I don't get it. Like, that is something that's weird to me. You would think that the attitude should be the other way around, right? Like, you should. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to do. I forgot to, in case, just to make sure that there's no dead airs. Put on Overture by Leaf Zero. Nice little chill tune in the background. Pardon me. And here in a little bit, I'm going to get more done on Healy's picture. Then I am going to take a brief respite. Today, exercise-wise, I am focusing on upper legs. Well, I'm really just kind of doing like a little bit of a leg day, a little bit of leg. Cardio calisthenics, not weights. So I'm doing, I am doing, let's see, what are the exercises called? I'm going to be doing some mountain climbers, some jackknives, some squats, lunges, Ironman lunges, and whatnot. That is on my repertoire today. I have not gone in and done any of my rotations or stretching, so on this next break, that's what I'll be doing. I'll just be doing some stretches and rotations just to kind of get things. You got to make sure that you rotate, right, and do range of motion stretching. You don't want to overextend stretching before you exercise. You want to do the limbar, the limber stretches after you're done exercising, because that also helps create the room for the muscles to grow. And then once again, a stretch should only be slightly uncomfortable. If you're in actual pain while stretching, you are a no-go at this station. Go back and cry. So remember, it's most growth occurs at between 103 and 105% of your comfort. Get outside your comfort. Get a little bit uncomfortable. And I absolutely encourage, especially all you nerds out there, go look at Graham Nolan, man. Let that guy shame you into action. And I mean shame in a good way. Like, dang, man, why am I not doing? And I've spent the last, 8 years not exercising. I spent over 30 years doing martial arts and exercising. And then for the last 8 years, I did jack diddly. I mean, occasionally I got exercise, but it was more like, meh, maintain type stuff. And I noticed that the threshold for what constituted a maintenance kept going down, and I just got tired of it, literally and figuratively. I'm working on getting back in shape. Although I really do hope that some nerd out there takes up my offer to go duke it out on Street Beefs, because, dude, I've already got a trainer lined up. It's absolutely fantastic. Nerd fight! We'll crowdfund the hell out of. Who doesn't want to see a couple of nerds go at it in sanctioned amateur MMA? Like, for real, man. That would be entertaining. I don't care who you are. That would be entertaining. I think I'm going to kind of trim this down a little bit. Can't trim it down too far, so that's why I always go back with my other tool to make sure that it's still thick enough. So, or I go right here a little bit. Let's see here. We got a genuine question. Now, this is a good question. This is not shade, everybody. Let's see. He says, I can't not exercise. My body gets antsy and yells at me to go for a walk and at least do some push-ups. Yeah, and then we say, Graham is in great shape. Dang, that man has some great good genes. And then Aaron says, Graham is a chunk of masculinity. I wonder if he takes T supplements. Now, at Graham's age, he probably does. He probably does I mean, I don't know. I would actually have to have an honest and genuine conversation because, like I said, no shade. Right now, like I'm on an exercise program and I'm talking with my doctor, and then my doctor's like, "Hey, yeah, so once you plateau with your exercise routine, and of course, there's a lot of subjective stuff here, and once your exercise routine is up to snuff, right? It's up to consideration. Then we will talk about TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, because I'm over 45 years old. My body's testosterone levels, and this is just welcome to life as having a male body on planet Earth. They plummet. They fall right off the scale. And so a little bit of like testosterone replacement therapy will actually help you. And it won't make you beefcake, right? A good TRT routine. It will give you, though, the ability. It will give you the ability to be like somebody in your 30s. You know what I mean? And I don't think he does. He's all natural from what he says, and he probably is. Like, man, I kicked myself from the studio. If you do what I haven't done, right, and you stay with a consistent schedule and good diet and good routine, then you'll maintain for forever. And you won't end up like Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's deflating because he's done so many steroids throughout his life that he's destroyed his body's ability to produce natural testosterone. Like, he can't. And his system is probably so racked that his doctor's like, no, I can't put you on. You've already destroyed it. Like, you've destroyed it. I can't do anything. Well beyond. And probably said, no, I would stick with light cardio calisthenics. And you also have like people like, what's his name? Batista. Who, that guy destroyed his body with steroids. He really did. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to select all these layers, all of them. We're going to go ahead and we're going to select Control A, Control C. Then we are going to create a new from clipboard. Cool, done. Next, I'm going to flatten the image. Boop, one layer. And then we're going to go in here and we're going to give this the ultimate test. I'm going to change image resolution. We're going to represent this in pixels. So right now it is 7200 by 1800 pixels, but we're going to knock that down to a 1080 in height. So it's 720 wide, 1080 tall in pixels. Boop. Look how tiny they got. Bam. Cool. So now that it has been reduced, we can zoom in here. Of course, we can see that it's all nice and pixelated. This is one of the reasons why I turned the anti-aliasing off when I'm working with the brushes. Come take a look at this. We'll go back to Achilles here. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, zoom into the pixels. And you can see there's a little bit. That's from my eraser because of the way that I'm working. So it doesn't seem... Yeah, we lose some of that detail. Right? But we drop the resolution way, way, way down. So this, like... Okay, now you're looking at this on your cell phone. Cell phone resolution. Standard, cheapo, disposable burner phone resolution. And look, we still have some of this detail that I put into the shield. This was fun, too. And I've still got to put some more in there because the original Shield of Achilles has the prophecy of the downfall of Troy, death, on the shield. So, and it comes out okay. We could throw some colors on top of that sucker. All right, so you digital artists out there, make sure you're testing. Make sure you're stress testing your art. Or in martial arts, as we like to say, pressure test. got to put it up against the wall, kick it around a little. So that's right, J-Bot. That's right, J-Bot. You know what, dude? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me get something squared away, man. I am, you know, a lot of people say it's cringe to have a sea of wrenches, but if you have a wrench in my channel, there's one of two reasons, or maybe more. All right, now you have the mighty wrench. With great wrench comes great responsibility. So that means that they're a creator, and I want them to promote. Just don't spam, otherwise I will take your wrench away. And it has happened in the past where somebody was like spamming all. Oh my God, they're taking over the conversation. It's rude. Drop a link, give it a while. Another link, you know. If you can do like a couple of mouse wheel scrolls up or down, and you can't see. If you can't see a link, you know, then okay, yeah, sure. Sure. But change it up, you know, have fun. Please, for the love of all that is awesome, promote yourself. Let's get some more, get you some more traction there. I mean, I've got a tiny audience, really tiny picture, tiny audience here. But, hey, you're a great audience. Over on this channel, we go for quality of audience over quantity of audience. I'm not throwing shade, but that is funny. All right. Oh, stretching. It is 0945 on the East Coast of the United States of America. Katie went live about 10 minutes ago. I'm going to go peek my head in there. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I have work to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go stretch my bones. Literally, I'm gonna put them on a rack, and I'm gonna like ratchet, you know, right above the joints, you know, on either side, so I actually stretch the bones. Because bones, you know, you can stretch them. It's called breaking. I'm kidding. I'm gonna go get some stretches and rotations in, pop off my coffee, and I will be right back. Until I return, please do enjoy the dulcet tones of Legion Zero music. Link to Spotify and Facebook in the description down below. I will see you all rather shortly. course I forgot to unmute myself when I get back. Of course. What would it be? It just wouldn't be a show if I wasn't just messing it all up on the back end. Check my system monitor. When I sat back down, I noticed that things were lagging a little bit. Oh yeah, Phantasy Star. It is the source of the lag, chewing up 30% of my GPU. Unforgivable. Let's see here. Clip Studio Paint, of course, chewing up the chunk of the memory, and the CPU. Phantasy Star Online. You know, a couple of updates back, they got a lot ruder on the system. Started consuming a lot more stuff when it's hiding in the background. But of course, it could just be that because I do have the window still being actively rendering via OBS, because I've got my waifu of the day over in the upper corner here. Let's see here. Make sure you guys go check out this Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, the $5 art auction. Everything starts at $5. Check it out at Mighty Bot Studio here on YouTube. Definitely go check that out. And of course, Linktree / Immortal Rising Comics. Yes, great stuff going on over there. Absolutely love it. And J-Bot, a very, very astute observation. That is Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. Oh, yeah. No, I absolutely have fun with that game. I'm over on, if anybody wants to come play, I'm over on Ship 4. Hit up anybody in Crescent Moon about joining us. We were, last week, we were the number 3 alliance on Ship 4. It's a very good alliance. I really like it. None of the infighting or anything that happens with other large or successful alliances that goes on there. Great group of people, and always willing to help. We've got people who are all over the lookbook, which of course J-Bot is familiar with. It's the fashion show / popularity contest, of which we took a look earlier, and I was in 15th place on the lookbook, and I've been doing a different character every day. At the end of the month, I will go ahead and pull back out all the characters that I featured, 30 waifus in 30 days. And then I'll figure out something else for the month of May. Another little thing, because, you know, we like to have a little character up in the corner. A little fun, and of course, he's out there looking for the next great comic, movie, game, etc., etc. I love indie. Because indie has heart and whatnot. But I think there are some creators out there who knock off the excuses and be able to take a lick of criticism for real. Fans are going to be critical. Anti-fans are especially going to be critical. And as soon as you get blasé about it, as soon as you try to dismiss it and dismiss it and talk it away as, oh, they just haters. Dude, you're doing yourself a disservice there. You're just shooting yourself squaw in the nya. And as they like to say, you don't shoot a man in the dick, Butters. All right. So I got a little bit more done on this. This Achilles picture, and I'm still ruminating. Still thinking on it, or as what I'm going to do. Backgrounds right here. I'm going to get into this later today. I got a little bit of time on this because I'm not going to have my physical studio up for at least another week and a half. What day of the week is it? Yeah, so around the 14th is when I will have my physical studio back up and running. I'll have enough room to actually work and put my best effort forward onto it. But I want to have this done by the end of the week. And I want it to be really good. I want this to sell copies at midnight. And I want this to you know, once I've got it inked, and then Rex has got somebody to color it, I want it to be a good product. I want this to be something that people throw up on their wall. And we've talked a little bit about to do with this as far as merchandising goes. Quality products to go and improve quality of your life. Right. With good entertainment. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. We'll see how it goes. So let's get back into it. Yeah, there's my puppy dog. She's not happy. She got put in timeout. She is in protest. She's a husky mix, so she's very vocal, folks. Not being where I swear. She put into timeout because she got too rough cat. And the cat was starting to take it a little personally. So that wasn't. Yeah. You know, we know she doesn't mean it. But yo. Only about like she's still learning. Maybe if I feather that out a little bit. Go zoom back out and see how that. Yeah, softening that line just a little bit helps. Triceps still doesn't quite look, but I'll come back to it. Come on, zoom, and a zoom, and a boom. All right. Oh yes, I was gonna go. This is kind of. I have to rotate working area. You want this. Feather this entire back edge here because this is wrapping around the back of the leg. So we'll have a little bit of color gradient. We're going to increase the shadow on that just a bit. No, we're going to go block the whole thing. This will be good and dark, so we're going to have to, because it's got the hard shadow cast by this thing right here. And that's the thing, when you are inking, you have to think about light. Pencilers can get loosey-goosey, and admittedly, I am more of a pencil, more to composition, and than I am into rendering. And it's one of the signs of how can you tell if somebody is a penciler or if they are an inker. I know that we here in indie comics, entrepreneurial land of commercial art, often are all in one, holding down all posts, as it were. But you also have to remember and think along the lines, not remember, but think along the lines of where do I fit in a production team? Right? Where's my place in the pack? What is my tasking? So, and be humble. Be humble about, because teamwork makes the dream work. And I've been working on the wrong layer. How much of the wrong layer? Too much on the wrong layer. Okay. On the wrong layer. Back down to the right layer. We're going to undo all the stuff that I did. All the way back. I'm going to go so far, though. That's good enough. Because what if I want to go ahead and do some stuff on this? To jump from layer to layer, and I haven't been properly labeling my layers on this. So with that, do things and do stuff. Oh yeah, you know what? It is the second segment of the show. So that is the part I drop the link to come up on the panel into the chat. So let's go ahead and grab that link. Good. And oops. On exclamation mark. And we're gonna paste the link. We're gonna post it there. Boop. And then I'm gonna go to my other thing. And then I'm going to pin that. Good. Now it is pinned to the chat. Come on up, open panel. Got something to promote? Come on up and promote. You want to work on something? Come on up and work. You want to talk about a certain topic or subject? Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Do it. Do it. Just remember, I do have a couple of rules. One, don't attack the person, attack the argument. Hyperbole is not appreciated around here. Number two, no critics, only editors. And the difference between an editor and a critic is that an editor is able to pose a solution to the problem. Number three, no gamer words. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. None of those words that only purpose in their existence is to hurt somebody. Real. It's just not cool. Other than that, dude, sky's the limit. Fun. If you're feeling inclined, please, inclined. All right, so I think with this one, I'm autosave time. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it all the way in on the inside. To that, and then figure something. Kind of want. You know what? We're gonna leave well enough alone. We are going to leave well enough alone. We have here there specifically to pop in some guides where things are at. So this is where our hard light to be that side, and hard light be there that side. I jump back down here because that way I'm not over polluting, but I do have my guides there, and you know, kind of right. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to go. Oh yeah, I have to go lift. Put her back. I think she's been in timeout long. So I'll be right back, folks. I'll be right back. Gotta do some deadlines real quick. Don't go anywhere. Like I said, I'll be right back. Okay, okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. There's the button. I just had to find the right hammer. Tim Olson out there in the chat. Okay, what did you do? Oh, just speaking my mind as usual. You know me, man. I say uncomfortable things sometimes. And people will interpret that how they want to. Maybe not how it is, but how they want to. That's okay. That's entirely their prerogative, you know? But at the same time, like, dude, you know me, man. I'm not here to throw shade. I'm genuinely here to see people succeed. I've got a critique, whether it's solicited or not. Like, I get unsolicited critiques. I get people who are critical of me. But I don't get any internet clout because I don't, like, freak out at them. I don't, like, throw a big hissy fit. Like, oh, you critiqued me. You gave me a criticism. I have to argue with you on the internet. Well, I mean, partially, I am of the mindset of, like, you know, if we can have a difference of opinion, we can discuss it, and hey, if it comes to a point where it's like, you know what, I respect your position, right? And that is the academic way of saying that we're going nowhere with this. Move on. Okay. So, you know, and if it continues past the, well, you know what, that's fine. We have a difference of opinion. Let's move on. And anything continuing past that, with the name calling and the crying and, oh, come on, stupid autosave. Anyway, at that point, I'm like, cool. So if you want to, like, come out and come at me, then let's really go at it. Let's go. There's this thing called Street Beefs. It's sanctioned amateur MMA with multiple categories, and it was originally started to settle disagreements. And here's the thing: when the disagreement is over on Street Beefs, that's it. It's supposed to be squashed. No more. And occasionally, you know, folks go at it a couple of times on Street Beefs, but eventually it comes to an end. And it's the modern day replacement of the duel. You know, a matter of honor, and I'm all for it. I really am. I am all for it. So, and dude, plus let's crowdfund the hell out of that. Like, you know, enough for travel and accommodations, and then give the rest to charity. I'm all for it. I think that would honestly settle a lot of this crap going on the internet. I think that you get a lot of people who talk big behind their keyboard. And they say a lot of stuff that's like, yo, dude, no, you can, and Omer will appreciate this next bit of terminology because it's law in the state where he's from. Sometimes fighting words. Right? And the Supreme Court in 2007 upheld the principle of fighting words. And in real life and in most states, I do believe it's like, because it's the Supreme Court acknowledged it, so that made fighting words federal. And if you're in a stand your ground state, which I am, fighting words become legal cause, right? So, you know, you want to do some fight words? Cool. Let's go. We can go take it outside. We can go settle it and let that be the end of it. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I have been in brawls where I have gone and met somebody outside. Then when it was all said and done, it's like it never happened. Tabula rasa. We start over. I bought the dude a drink. Oh, and we ended up hanging out. It turns out that we weren't so different after. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think that honestly, indie comics could benefit from a lot of that. As the old phrase goes, familiarity breeds contempt. And I don't think there should be contempt. I get along with folks that other people that I work with and get along with, they hate each other. This is nothing new to me in my life. I've always been a little bit of an outsider. Always been just kind of hold true to myself. Like I can have friends with each other. It's okay. I can. It's absolutely permissible. It really is. A little bit here, just to soften the edge, because as we saw earlier. Oh, did I close that? No. Okay. So as I showed earlier, so we'll go ahead and back to our Achilles here at high. This is our Achilles at high resolution, and this is our Achilles at a resolution of 1080 pixels tall. So this is 1080 vertical resolution, right? Not a whole lot of loss, right? The general principle is there, and that's important. We do like that. So oops, that's the wrong button. I thought that was cute. Oh man. Let's see here. Tim's talking in the audience. He goes, "Who came at you?" No, nobody's really come at me. Just had a couple of people just kind of go, dude, really? How can I get you? I get you. Oh, right. It's counterproductive. It really is. Still started with a glove slap? Dude, one can only hope. Because that would be pure entertainment. And I'm not opposed to a pick your champion. Oops, that's the wrong tool. I'm not opposed to a whole pick your champion type of deal. No, undo that. I don't want it. That would be hilarious. A clash of champions. Although I do think it's a little bitch made. To be perfectly honest. We got a lot of guys talking about, like, I wouldn't say a lot. I would say we have a few guys talking about, like, ooh, well, I'm a Billy Badass, and best not come at me with those words. And I'm like, well, you know what, dude? Stop yapping and contact Street Beefs today. Because they would gladly host it. That's their whole point. Settle disputes. You know, you're going to talk big like a man, you'll be a man. People forget what being a man is, and sometimes part of being a man is standing up, and when words have failed, you settle things. And then it's settled. That's it. It's done. You don't sit there and whinge about it. These guys, they talk about the feminization of men in society today, and then they go and I'm not saying that this about everybody who says this type of stuff, but I see it a lot. They talk about the feminization of men in society, and then they whinge about it like an old school. Not talking trash to my lovely ladies out there in the audience. I'm talking about a social perception and or cultural standard, right? To what behavior is appropriate to whom, right? So, and instead of sitting there and whinging about it, you can either just let it go, or settle it. Like, it really comes down to it. But stop whinging. I've honestly had a lot. I've had enough of dick measuring contests on the internet. I really have. Like, it's cringe, dude. It's cringe. And there are going to be people out there that say, well, what you're saying is cringe. I'm not going to deny that. It is pretty cringe. It really is. But you're going to talk about what it takes to be a man, then, go be a man. Settle stuff out. And then let it go. Because it's not about your ego. It's, especially when it comes to, like, all this indie comics. It's a nothing burger. Indie is a nothing burger. Then get it settled. Move on. And there's products to get out there. Julius Schwartz and Stan Lee absolutely hated each other. But when they got out in front of the fans, it was all handshakes and smiles. And their trash talking was limited to our intellectual property could beat the stuffing out of your intellect. And I'd much rather that kind of trash talking going on as opposed to the whiny little schoolgirl shit that I cringe, man. And once again, yeah, I know what I'm saying is cringe too. So, not hypocrisy, I guess. I don't know, maybe it is. Decide. Help me out. Tell me what a piece of shit I am. Make sure you hit that bell to receive all notifications so you never miss an opportunity to tell me what shit I am. It's a funny thing. We like funny. Funny is funny. Ha ha. No, but seriously. Seriously. And dude, if people got a critique, if they got a criticism about the work that I do, dude, lay it on the line, man. Your hate will only make me stronger. As I'll be able to go, oh, yeah, sure. Actually, that's a valid observation there. Or I could go, you're just being an asshole. But I don't have to call them an asshole. I just, in my head, I go, yeah, you're just being an asshole. And I move along. I don't even pay any mind. Don't grant it the power, as it were. As it were. Look here at the chat. Second. Yo, Scarlett. What's up? She says 100%. Yeah, get back to work. And this is not a criticism of people who use internet drama to make their money. I'm not opposed to that. I used to enjoy Jerry Springer too. But you do run across Jerry Springer paradox, call it. Or once you've built your brand on something, that's what people expect, and then you're stuck with it. You got to come up with new ways to continue the brand, to continue the thing. So create the environment you want to exist in. Pinch that in just a little bit. Oops, that was the wrong tool, but that's okay. And we are getting there. I'm going to call that foot a done. Oh, boop. I could probably do a little more rendering on that. I'm gonna, I am gonna add a little bit of specularity on this. So, wiggle. Whoop, squook. Right, and then, come on, autosave. There we go. Wiggle. Boop. That's right, pen strokes with sound effects. Only the greatest and dirtiest of cringe on this channel. Don't half-ass nothing, even our cringe. Now we're gonna zoom back out and see how that looks. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. This is starting to get there. We're getting closer and closer with this. Yep. I did my stretches and my rotations. My arms are still stiff. I did do an upper arm day, so I was lifting wood in the backyard, picking up. I've got like big logs and stuff like that in the backyard. So I was lifting a bunch of that, and I did a bunch of push-ups and did some trap walks and bear crawls, as well as that. So I may have overdone it. That's the danger of being somebody who, at one time, being an athlete, and then getting out of shape, and then diving back into it. Sometimes you get carried away. You could really injure yourself. You got to be really careful. Got to be really careful. And I think I might have done that. I think I might have pulled. A bicep. Yeah. All right. Ugh. We are getting there. That back leg. It vexes me. It vexes me thoroughly. It does. Bugs me immensely. And so I think before I get any further in on this, I think I'm going to come in here. We're going to grab our loop tool. We'll double check something to make sure I didn't screw it all up. Nope. Okay, good. All right. We are going to grab our loop tool. Make sure that I have it set to addition. We're going to start grabbing this little bit by little bit. Little bit by little bit. I know I'm going to have to come in here and up. But that's the great thing about using the tool. Grab it. And we're going to apply a warp mesh and see what I can do to fix it. This is one of the reasons why I like doing the pencils digitally. Not so much the inks digitally, but I mean, you with the inks and the finished artwork, you lay down a good foundation, good pencils, right? Good artwork. Then you don't need heavy editing on the inks. You already got it done. Especially if you're doing solid ink. There's a huge difference between inking for yourself and inking for someone else. I want to get to a point where I am able to send Glitch pencils. And I know that I'm gonna have to send him killer pencils. Not that I have to, but I will want to, because he's crazy. He's crazy talented. I don't think people understand the ability that I see in him, which is why I want to see what he'll do with some inks. I'm gonna give him some inks of varying detail. So I kind of want to pressure test in martial arts. I want to pressure test his ability. I want to see where he breaks. I want to break him. Oh no, sorry to hear that, huh? Yeah, the muscle you think. Yeah, it happens. It happens. It is what it is. Am I right? I need to like put a clip in there. Okay. So this, all right, edit. We are going to transform by mesh transformation. That mesh is too simple. Let's up the complexity of it. Let's make it a 7x7 and see what we can do with that, because I think the problem is that Shin is too short wind, so I might not need to get too funky with it. I mean, I might just be able to pull it up just a little bit, and it should be okay. Might need to draw the knee up a little bit, but we'll see. Let's zoom out and see. Oh, that was the wrong button. There we go. So let's see if that corresponds. What I was doing. Do that thing. Good. And remember, folks, in the world of commercial art, there is no cheating. There are only results. And that looks a little wonkified to me. Maybe that's a little wonky. And it'll get fixed. I'm gonna say okay. Just so I can get all that extra stuff out. No, I think that's it. I think I got it. I think I solved that. That looks more in line with the other foot. It does. So, which reminds me, I forgot to, I was going to go grab something. I was going to go grab something and plop this down as an extra layer. So I've got to go jump onto the net. I'm going to go find me a good texture. I'm looking for granite. You know, I'm going to just take a look at granite. See what images I can pull up on this. See what I can find. I'm looking for like a good diorite kind of, or andesite granite. Something that's got like a good, nice grain. Oh, there we go. That one looks okay, but I need something more of a variation. See, now that one's too dark. Ooh, that one looks absolutely perfect. So, and it's from a thing, how to keep your granite countertops looking great. So we are going to open the image. Go to copy the image. I'm going to bring it over here and create a new image for things. And you know, this is commercial art. Like I said, there's no cheating. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to duplicate our raw layer. Duplicate. And then I'm going to say in all caps that this one is raw. It's raw. Oh, thank you, Scarlett. I appreciate it. Now let me get over here and highlight your comment so people can see what I'm saying. But thank you, Scarlett. I'm glad that you're enjoying how this one's coming out so far. I've got a little bit of fun that I'm going to be plopping in the background of this. So, but before I do that, I'm going to step over here for a second. I'm saying, so much Katie's going to just clip me and make a fool out of me. And you know what? I'll deserve it. I will. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to we are going to edit. We're going to tonal transform. We are going to hit the hue, saturation, luminosity. We are going to kill saturation. Convert this to black and white. Okay, good. Next, we are going to do another tonal correction, and we are going to posterize this. So, we'll see how this looks. So that's 6, that's 4 right there. I think that's too little. 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it was good with the original 8. So we're going to say 8. Right? And then I'm going to duplicate this layer. Duplicate this layer. We're going to say this is that. Oops. Forgot my cap. DSAT. And poster. Duh. Okay, desaturated and posterize. Boop. And hide that layer. Next, we are going to. Gosh, you know, there's a way to do this. And I probably. Gosh. Is it there? No. No. I'm trying to remember how to do that. So maybe if I. Way to do this. No, I don't want to lock transparent pixels. Maybe it's. Gosh, it's around here somewhere. I know it is. Convert to lines and tones. See a preview. No, we don't. So tone work. No. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go with that one as far as edge detection goes on the lines. And then, no, we don't want to posterize. We're not going to posterize it first. We're going to ramp up the size of this. Showing me a thing. It's just we were looking at it. Now we're down at the pixels. You can see the pixel art of this. Take a look at edge detection number 1. See, that seems too muddy almost. And what I want to do, I'm going to turn that off. Let's see what comes out. Turn it off. Oh, I see that. That works. So this is not what I'm looking for. This is not the tool that I'm looking for. I was looking at the wrong thing the whole time. Layer mask. No. Gosh, I do this so infrequently that I always forget. Maybe if I convert. Nope. That's not it either. Alright, I gotta go look it up real quick. Holy moly. I gotta go look at that. Okay, so half tone lip studio. Okay. How to create halftone effect. Alright, yep, see, and it's on a site that I've already looked at probably too many times to halftone dots, refer to all layers. Okay, this one. And then there it is. There it is. Okay, that's how to copy and paste a tone. I guess that's the way to do it. There's no quick clip convert to halftone. No, there's got to be, because I've done it before. I've done it. I've created like gradient tones and all this other stuff just from a quick thing. So, green tones, halftone dots. So here's a way to do it. So let's see here in the simple tone settings dialog. So in that you can set a blah blah. You can set the tone pattern type, dot frequency, and density. Confirm your settings, tap OK. The tone is then pasted to select area and the fill layer is created on the layer palette. You can also paste a tone to canvas by selecting materials from material palette, monochrome, pattern, basic. So let me go to my material palette. I know that's around here somewhere. I know I never use it. Oh, that's material. Material basic. There we go. It's got some pre-set tones, so let's go to dot. And it's got a bunch of presets, so I guess it doesn't have a way. How did I do that? How did I create the halftone gradients that I did before? That's the big question now. I know I did it. How did I do it? I'm unironically drawing a blank. And then we got parallel lines, and we've got noise and texture, but no, I want halftone. So, okay, fine. All right, I'm gonna make a new raster layer. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna grab my magic wand tool. We're gonna set the tolerance to nothing. Nope, I had it applied to connected pixels only. So we're gonna grab that tone. And then I am going to go to this layer here. And you know what? I'm gonna go to this tool right here. Let's see here. Let's do the size, angle, frequency, density. So frequency, if I remember correctly, that's per inch. Is it? Or is that per centimeter? Well, you know what? Only one way to find out. We're going to drop the frequency down low. And because this is our lightest tone, I think we got 8. So we're going to go ahead and say, let's say this one's 10. Okay. Did that do it? It did do it. Okay. Then I'm going to come back down to this layer. We're going to zoom in here. I think I can see all the layers on here. I have this next one. And I'm going to do the same thing. Say, all right, create tone. And this one's frequency. I did okay, that one. And so let's go up to 20 on that one. I think. 25. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to go. I screwed that up. All right. Let's do this again. Okay, so we're going to. Okay, I had my preset thing. Okay, good. And we're going to go to this layer right here. Next darkest shade, if I'm this correctly. And going to do la 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 la, create the dots. I am doing this all wrong, probably. And then, am I doing this? All right, I'm gonna create and grab the next one. We're gonna put in some dots, and we'll say boop boop. It is circle, so it is set to circle. And do I have the frequency set? Right. Monochrome dot. So cancel. I am probably doing frequency 3.4, angle 45, density 20%. But it's not like, it doesn't look like it's coming out right. Yeah, because that's going to give me an interference pattern. I don't want that. So I'm going to grab all these layers. No. Control D. Delete. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me see here. Huh. There's something here. Okay. I think I'm starting to grok what I'm doing here. So we'll just continue. I'm going to grab that layer and hide that. Now I want to grab the layer. Where's my thing? There's my thing. We're going to go ahead and boop. We're going to make that one 5 here. And we're going to grab, dang it, I did it again. So, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make that 155 and say, okay. I'm going to grab the last layer and we're going to say it's that. And we are going to go to that layer over there. My halftone mask. Boop. Say okay. Say okay. And then I'm going to hide that layer. And zoom out. See what we're looking at. Yeah, that's not looking too terribly bad. So I'm going to grab these layers. No, that's not what I want. So how do I apply these? First off, I want to deselect everything. I don't want my crawling ants around anywhere. Boop. Yeah, we'll apply. You know what? Push down. One layer. We're going to go big. First thing first is that I'm going to file. First, I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to save as. Call this Achilles temp. Because I'm messing around. And admittedly do not know. So we're going to open our original Achilles. That'll be our working one. Second to load, go to our Achilles temp. We are going to grab this and then Control A, C, and then we're going to go back to Achilles temp. We're going to go into Control V for pasting. Oh my god, that is so tiny. Then we're going to Control T. Stretch this sucker. Okay. What? We're gonna make it really big. Really big, all the way big. Zoom out and make it even bigger. All right, we're still getting an interference pattern. Hey, look at that. Got aliasing. Ugh. Disgusting. That is going to create our interference pattern. Right, it's creating an interference pattern on. Right, look at it. Disgusting aliasing. No, cancel. Cancel that. Is it aliased all the way down on the tininess? No, it's fine. Alright. Maybe I'm going about this wrong. Here's what I'm going to do. We are going to delete that. Yeah, get rid of it. And I'm going to use this one. Hide that. Grab this. Control A, Control C. And we are going to drop it into our Achilles temp. And we're going to paste it in. Oh. See? Threw it all up. We don't want it into that layer. Come on, come on. Go, 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 go. Boom. Alright, then we are going to transform it until we get the right size texture. Good rock texture, but not too small. I'm going to say okay. Come on. Let's go. Okay. Duplicate layer. Grab my movie tool. Put it down. I don't want a seam. Doesn't look like I'm going to get. Ah, you know how I get away from that? I'll tell you how I get away from it. We're going to transform it. There we go. And we are going to flip it vertically. And yeah, it'll still create a seam. Okay. But it's not too terribly obvious. Seam. We're going to merge these two layers with each other. Go. I am going to change tones to grayscale. See how that? Yeah. Say okay. Oh, image is too large. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, that's fine. So I'm going to go in here and do a tonal correction. We are going to same thing we did the other place. We're going to desaturate. Say okay. And then we are going to posterize. We'll do posterization. I think it's too simple. 5-tone. I think 6-tone is where I get the best texture. We're going to say 6-tone posterization. I'm going to make a whole new folder just for this. Fun. Rename. Okay. And I'm going to call this Take In for Granite Money. I am going to go ahead and see how much I can get away with on this. I'm going to select that layer all the way through this layer, minus that layer right there. And we're going to I refer to selection for refer to layers. So these are the referred layers. See what this does. Let's see if I can. Oops, wrong button. See if I can loosey-goosey it in here. See if I can kind of cheat it a little. Remember, folks, there's no cheating in commercial art. Only results. Less work that we have to do on the back end, the better. Fine. Good enough. Go scroll back down here. We're going to make a new layer. Call this Achilles Mask. We'll call it Art Mask. Art Mask. Okay. And then I am going to grab my fill tool and I'm going to invert my selection. And I'm going to fill it in. There we go. That's fine. Because that does knock out a lot of work for me. Then I can deselect it. And I can come in here with a dedicated eraser. Back up the size on this eraser. All right. It might be too big. Eraser. That should be okay. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? All right, come on. Here we go. Do I have anti-aliasing? Dude, no wonder it was coming out with fuzzy edges on the tiny man. No, I should really pay more attention. But then, if I did that, I would be in a dangerous position where my art actually might start to get good. Nobody wants that. That's crazy talk. All right. Get this in again. Here we have a side. I had an idea. Something to do for the background. Kind of turn it into a piece, but always working on separate layers. Not in case it wasn't a good idea. We can just be like, nope, doesn't exist. Doesn't exist anymore. I do try to get outside of my comfort zone. Get outside of my comfort zone, push my limit just a little. Not too terribly much. Get out there. See if I can kind of up my game just. I'm just kind of coming in it loosey-goosey. Normally I would be a lot more precise. But this is an experiment and it may not work. If it does work, well then I've got my base product process down. And we got that area. Yeah, see? Look, here. Supposed to be a hole. I want a head like it. Oh, that's a 9 Inch Nails reference. You're funny. You're a funny guy. Oop. Do want a bit of that poking through. Fine. And we got a little spot right here. Here and just kind of pinch it out. Do 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 do. Do 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 diddly do 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 diddly do 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 do. Let's go ahead and get in here with a brush and paint this in a little bit. Can be a little loosey-goosey. Loosey-goosey. With the goosey and the loosey. Getting in and whipping down a mask. Gonna screen every one of us. I do want him to stand out, and what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be throwing down some halftone here. I do want to mask off the areas where yeah, see all this plus fur and stuff that masked in properly. That's okay. Didn't close the lines. It's not a coloring book. I'm not making a coloring book. Just an illustration. Sometimes I'm a little messy. Probably messier than I should be. Saying, you know what I'm saying, dog? Of course, if I had an editor on this, that would be even better. But this is, like I said, this is fan art that has the potential to be optional. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And if it does get optioned, I will be, of course, open to. Come on. There we go. Open to having to edit it, because I say to people all the time, you hire me to make you money. And that is it's my game. Go make you some money. I want to get this product out, and money is a byproduct, not the product itself. Money comes from the delivery of a quality product. Somebody was enjoying. Somebody said, "Yo, I have been slaving away at this job, at this thing that I do." Other people for money, and therefore my time is valuable, and there is competition. You do have to compete with all the other things that they would rather spend their money on. I think there's too much of a mentality of looking at people like an open checkbook, and like, oh, there's a source of money. No, you got to entertain them. That's why some of these folks out there, they put on like really entertaining shows, go on the internet, and yeah, they'll make some super chats from it. That is the byproduct. Them providing entertainment. That there will be people out there that will go ahead and drop the super chat. You know? And I see too much shaming in that, and it's like, what are you, fucking communist? Shut up. You don't like it? Go watch something else. Hold on 1 second. I got somebody in the back room. Give me a minute to get my stuff together. Hey, welcome to the show, James. Speaking of somebody who
what's
makes
going on,
money,
my tech brother?
I'm gonna blow you up, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Speaking of amazing art for Elysian Fields,
So,
link in the description.
Well, what weird things are you working on? So, you like my idea of the galactic bar fight?
Yes. For Project Secret Super Sauce.
Yeah,
I do love it.
I
I do love it.
because the thing is, is I had Don's character being chased by cops.
Right.
Then Omar brings up his character. His character looks good, really does.
Yeah.
And he's talking about this galactic planet where it's like one male out of 10,000 females. And I was like, oh, I could really play with that.
Right. That's funny.
And so I was like, what would happen if you had this dive in? You know how, like in warehouses, there's always that one little restaurant or bar or something right in the middle of the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
What if you had this dive, and it's run by the superhero, these outcast superheroes, and be like your character and Doug's character and my character are in there. My character is the female that's dancing and just gorgeous and all this other stuff, and all the old grizzly vets, with Omni tools or whatever the hell it is, on the bar, and both these guys come into the bar from both different angles at the same time, being chased by these guys. And on one side, you have these cyber cop types from the X organization coming in, and then you have these galactic dominatrixes, S&M, dressed up in all this, scantily clad stuff, coming in, and all hell breaks loose. And the dancer is just getting really pissed because she's trying to dance, trying to have a good time. And here's this fight breakout, and the bartender's like, "Don't do anything," because he knows if she goes ballistic, the club's gone.
Right.
And then that one little item, that one special item gets broken, and the bartender's like, "Fuck it, okay, go." And then all hell breaks.
Yeah, no, dude, it's fun. It's multi-hall. I enjoy it. I think it's going to be a fun little collaboration, a great little working exercise.
The problem is we get more people coming in with more characters. The book's going to get bigger because I can't drop everybody down to just 2 pages a book.
Right. Right. And hey, you know, there are worse things in life than receiving a nice big fat comic book.
But you know what? If Michael Ortiz wants in, I'm not going to say no.
Oh, dude, I would.
I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
going to.
for real.
Dude, that guy has turned out to be like the most cool. I mean, it's like Dan Panosian Part 2.
Yeah, no, dude, and he's fun, and I love the fact like he spent his time away from indie comics just leveling up.
And the thing was, he is still shocked that he never knew how popular Arachnus was. He never knew it.
Yeah.
That floors me.
Okay, let's see here. We're going to zoom back in. Right now, I'm kind of working on an experiment. I'm going to be having a little bit of fun.
Well, switch screens. Let me see what you're doing.
All right, give me a second here. So, right now, I just got done putting in a mask. Right, so I've got a photograph of granite. Right, this is for off a menu for granite countertops.
Can I suggest something?
Well, hold on, I'm not even there yet. So I desaturated it, I posterized it, and next I'm going to be converting all those shades into halftone. But yeah, what's your suggestion?
Turning the gray background
Mm-hmm.
red, like in flames, when season fell.
Right, that would be kind of cool. But for this experiment, I am going to be, let's see here. Let's see for that. Oh, did that do it? Was that the whole thing I was looking for this whole time? That was the thing I was looking for this whole time. Okay. Boop, boop, boop.
Hey.
Back out.
Hold on.
No. Because I'm trying to avoid interference pattern. Right? Because this will be reduced. But I do want to... Yeah, I knew that there was a simple, like, push the button and it converts to halftone.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what it was. Then I was like, ooh, what's that button do? Like, we can do squares. Ooh, that one's the old, let's see here. Noise. I think that's 2. Yeah, that comes out too noisy for that. That one looks pretty. But, and here's the thing, it's like, all right, so say I'm gonna. Oops!
So,
I grabbed the wrong
update
thing.
on the signs. It looks like Don is coloring the last page.
Oh, dude! Yes.
So yes,
Control A, Control C.
and he's going to start lettering. Hopefully, he starts lettering it pretty soon and get that done too. So
We're going to make a new from the clipboard. We are going to flatten this image. Right? Boom. One
did
layer.
you see Eric's when he went to PDF to show you how to set up your pages to send to the printer?
Did I see Eric's thing? No. Which Eric?
No, I'm not talking about Eric July. I'm talking about Eric. What's his name? He does lettering.
Oh, Weathers?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen his thing on it, but I actually have over 30 years in working with printers.
Well,
So
because this is the
I'm
thing,
familiar with it.
I've never sent comic book pages to the printer on PDF. So I may need somebody to do that for me.
Oh yeah, no, I can definitely help you out. It all depends. We'll talk on the back end,
Okay.
because in order to properly do that, I have to talk to your printer, because every printer's different.
Well, no, the printer that I'm using, it's actually on the website on what they want it set up as.
Oh, beautiful. That makes life much easier.
Oh yeah,
Okay, so I'm going to drop this down to a 1080.
Crap, it's great, yeah. So
We're going to drop that down. Boop. Blow
and
it
I've
back
got to do
up.
that, and I've got to set up the PDF too, so I can send it out for the digital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that actually doesn't look too bad.
But I'll tell you this: the minute I do it, everybody because they've been waiting for so long. When I drop PDFs are going out today, and books are going to the printer, they're going to go like, "Holy shit! It's actually happening."
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, no.
So I think if I add like some ground shadow,
Yeah, I was going to say
this.
put a shadow underneath him. That looked really good.
Right, add some ground shadow, finish up shading up. I've got to get this this right hand and the left foot and shin done, and then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make it look like it was carved into the granite behind him, the word Achilles in ancient Greek.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Right, I thought that would be fun. You know, we all like fun, and the interference pattern's not. If I look at this on my phone, all teeny tiny, the part that doesn't work out too great is his hair. It doesn't stand out enough, so I'm gonna have to go in there and do some edit touch-ups on that and on the fur because I think the crest on his helm works really tiny. See, you know, I go make it like a stamp sized. Right? I used to call it the stamp test. I used to do this back in the day when you had to photocopy everything. Right? I used to do the stamp test.
Yeah.
See how it would look on a stamp.
Yeah.
As an ultimate judge. But
you know what was really weird though? Is when we were talking about this with the creator of Elysian Fields, he was bringing up Gilgamesh. I was like, Gilgamesh wasn't that tough.
Yeah, but you know, it's more fun to make them all cool and badass.
Oh, I know. And I was just like, I mean, you know, and I'll put it like this: Hercules versus Achilles. That would be an interesting fight.
It would. So I think that I've got my process down. I think I've got my process down for how I'm going to do this because I've been working on a temp file here. Just to, you know, just to play around because this is the master file right here. Because I'm putting together, I'm recording a time lapse.
I like the lightning part. That's pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was like, with the power of Zeus. So what I've got left is to finish up that right hand, finish up that left shin foot area, and then I'm going to put more detail into the relief on the shield, even though it's all just stick figures. But it looks pretty decent, you know.
Hey, we're gonna bring the shield back up.
And I've got to put a little bit of shine on this area.
Did you intentionally not have it perfectly circular?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not flat on, but no. That's just from being beat. That's just from me drawing by hand.
Okay.
But I'm also going to weather the hell out of it. So that kind of detail will be fine because it'll just make it look more beat up.
Yeah. Okay. I hear what you're doing.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I thought about it. I was like, I could totally just bust out with some simple tools. But I was like, dude, I'm going to...
So
once I'm all done with it, I'm going to weather the shit out of it.
About this new anime. So...
Oh, which one?
This old guy, his wife is cheated on him and he lost his kids. His wife like that he dies. Okay, so he wakes up as the youngest, as this 5-year-old of an intergalactic emperor who's heavily in debt and completely, just screwed up the country and like that. So he decides that he's going to be the biggest, baddest galactic evil emperor that's ever been seen on he's going to really screw things up. Now he's 5 years old. Okay.
Right.
This is an anime. I was like, holy shit. But everything he does backfires. And instead of him becoming evil, he becomes beloved.
Sound like a good
dude, I saw that. I was like going, oh my God, whoever thought this up is brilliant. I mean, everything he does, I kid you not, everything he does, he's like, I mean, it's like he's catching guys that embezzle money and stuff, so he just has them executed. It's like, I'm going to show I'm ruthless and, this. And people are like going, man, they got rid of all the corrupt guys. Man, he's doing really good. We ought to support him more. Yeah. We'd like, So instead of them rebelling, they're more like following him.
That's funny. All right. Well, it is 11:30 on the East Coast. Almost. It's 11:20. But I do have to get going. I have to go.
That's cool because I just came in to stop by and say hi.
I appreciate it. Hey, make sure you drop a link in Yeah, drop me a link in the private chat so I can just add it to my description because I've got plenty of room for links. I pay for YouTube. It gives me more room for my description. It gives me
There
more
you go.
letters.
There you go. There you go. Go, 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 go.
Good. So make sure you go to thefonsteins.com. Link will be down in the description. We'll be adding it to the roster. And, oh, pardon me. I'll see all you folks later.
Have a good one.
I know. I threw rocks today. So, okay, bye.
All right.
No, stop. That's not what I wanted to do. I want the other button.